guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Fiso, and thank you once again for tuning in and chilling with me as we chew this financial bone. I remember when I was growing up, the term chewing a financial bone, it means we've got something to talk about. Yes, you're right, we've got something to talk about. Talking about money as usual. Okay, before we get started, let's get some legal stuff out of the way. This video is by no means financial advice to anybody. This video is for information only or educative purposes, so that you will have an understanding of money and hopefully make informed financial decisions. Okay, so couple of years ago, I don't remember when, maybe 2-3 years ago, I can't remember, or a year, I can't even remember. I was once asked a question, and this question challenged me to the extent that I went to do a research and came up with the figures, and it changed other people's lives and changed my life as well. Okay, someone said to me, Fiso, I've got a debt and I've got savings in my bank account. So, like, just to use the numbers, like I've got, let's say, 5,000 in the savings account and I've got 3,000 debt. Is it wise for me to take that money and pay the debt, or should I just keep it like that and pay the debt bit by bit? Okay, as usual, let's go back to the numbers, because numbers don't lie. So anyway, I went to do a research. Okay, I think I found a website. I think I just googled, interest rates in Australia. So I think the website was www.finder.com.au, credit cards interest rates. So this website just listed a whole lot of financial products. By that I mean debt products with their interest rates. This is what I found out. The lowest interest rate on credit card debt in Australia was 11.49%. And the interest rate could go up as high as 16%. Unbelievable. That's a lot of money, right? But then when you look at the other side, the flip side, the interest on the savings account, if you put your money in the bank, the interest was 3% at the time that I checked, right? So this information changes and it's different for every bank. So this was, like, I would say, like at that time, the lowest that I could find, and the highest that I could find on savings account was 3%. Okay, so this changes. So don't take this as stone wall concrete that this is what I said. It changes. So you have to do your research, look at the products, and make a decision. So anywhere, think of it, 11% when you borrow, but when you put your money in the bank, they give you 3%. How unfair is that? It's your money, you've put it in there, and you are charged, and they take your money, they lend it to someone else, and they charge them 11%. Unbelievable. I felt cheated. Anyway, I presented the facts and said, look, this is what I found. So let me tell you, in that 3% interest that you would have earned on your savings, in that 3%, there are two things that you need to factor. There is the inflation. Inflation is the time value of money. What that means is the value of $1 today is not the same as the value of $1 2 months or 3 months down the line or next year. What you can buy with $1 today, you can buy more with $1 today than you would buy with $1 in 2 or 3 months down the line. That's what that means, inflation. So if the bank is giving you 3% interest, so it's not really 3% because there's that inflation. Your money is just sitting there losing value, right? And then the next thing is the tax. You need to pay tax on the interest that you earned, right? Because we pay tax on all our income, regardless of what type of income it is. So you have to pay tax. So if you're already on a high income earner, you're on the highest tax bands, you literally get like nothing, okay? Or it's a small amount. Okay, so to me, it didn't make financial sense. So if I was to put it in a graphical illustration, the amount of money that I will be dropping, or rather, let's just think of a pocket where you keep money. The amount of money that you'll be earning in interest will be that much. Interest on the money that you've put in the bank, on your savings. The amount of money that you'll be paying on your borrowings will be probably that much. So it's like, ding, a cent dropping into your savings account, and maybe 14 cents dropping out. Okay, you getting a cent, and you are paying 14 cents. Rather, I'm just estimating, right? This is not using like specific figures. So when I looked at that, to me, it didn't make financial sense. It didn't make financial sense at all. I feel so cheated. I'm like, how unfair. The bank takes my money, my money, and use it to give it to somebody else, and they charge what did I say? 14%, and they only give me 3%, and that 3%, by the time it really gets to me, it's not 3%, because tax will go out, inflation will hit it. It's like, think of a hammer. My dad used to be a hands-on person. Every time I would see him with a hammer, I could actually imagine my money just being wiped out every minute, every time. So anyway, so when I presented this, like, people were amazed, and I was amazed too. I started thinking about my money. I'm like, I was bugging my husband, like, we shouldn't have that money sitting there. We're only getting 3%, and the bank is borrowing it to somebody else, at 14%. We need to do something about that. So yeah, we changed how we were doing things. After that information, I was forever changed. I started thinking about making my money work for me, not my money to work for somebody else. I felt used, right? Like, how come nobody told me these things, that this is what happens? Well, guess what? Nobody is there to explain these things. That's why I created this platform, so that we get informed and can make wise financial decisions. All right, so back to the question, would it be wise to take the money, pay off the debt, or just have the savings? I personally would go for taking my 5,000, pay the 3,000 debt, and be left with 2,000 in my savings account. So having said that, at the moment, I am looking at ways of not keeping my money just sitting there in the bank. I'm looking at ways to make my money work for me. Currently, we've put our money into an offset account. An offset account is an account, it's a normal account, but the only difference is that it offsets the mortgage. Okay, so let's say I've got 40K in the bank and a mortgage of 100K. So what that means is that my interest on the mortgage will be calculated on 100 less 40 on 60,000. My mission is to reduce the interest payments, interest money going out. Okay, I don't care about money dropping in, because at the end of the day, it's minimal. I'm concerned about what's going out. I need to minimize what goes out. Okay, yeah, I hope that was helpful. Thank you for tuning in. I hope it was an eye-opener to you as well, and you are able to make wise, informed financial decisions. Companies employ accountants to do the numbers for them, but what about you and me? We can't afford to employ those people. Nobody tells us this information. So this is the platform. Hope you like it. Share it with everybody. Subscribe to my channel. Like the video. Comment. Hit the notifications button so that you won't miss a single video. Thank you for tuning in once again. Bye.